Real women murders, not fiction. Love women, don't kill them. Giving real women, unknown women, recognition to the world. Please support our channel and please subscribe.
Killing a woman inside a Walgreens. Good evening. I'm Ryan Yamamoto.
And I'm Elizabeth Cook. Our Kenny Choi was at the Walgreens today trying to piece together what happened. Kenny, what did you find out?
Listen, Ryan, we have identified the person, the security guard who was involved in the shooting last night, as well as the person who was killed. San Francisco police also confirming that a theft did occur and that this incident is under investigation and that the person, the security guard, has been arrested on suspicion of murder. Ira works near the Walgreens on Market Street in Union Square cleaning sidewalks. He sees everything from petty crime to violent confrontations in the area.
People just walk in, they steal, they be belligerent, they be disrespectful, and a lot of times the security guards, they're overwhelmed.
Last night, an alleged shoplifting incident turned into a chaotic scene. Police say an armed security guard opened fire, shooting 24-year-old Chynna Brown. She died on the way to the hospital. The security guard has been identified as 33-year-old Michael Earl Wayne Anthony from Oakland.
I was on my way out. I was like by the little pay thing, but she was out before me. And as soon as we was walking out, all we hear is boom, boom. And she dropped to the floor. I'm looking at her, and that was that.
Anthony worked for Kingdom Group Protective Services Private Security. According to a state database, he has a permit to act as an armed guard.
What could have been stolen that warranted taking a life?
Michael Huff is a criminal defense attorney with a law enforcement background.
Here's someone usually in uniform, maybe even armed, that will deter crime. But in the event that a crime occurs, unless there is significant great bodily injury or death that's in jeopardy, lethal force is generally going to be considered excessive.
The latest SFPD report shows gun violence and gun-related deaths are tracking slightly lower compared to the same time period in 2022 and lower than 2021. Regular customers say there's rampant shoplifting daily, but most incidents end with a confiscation of items rather than an escalation of violence.
It's just an unfortunate situation, and I feel like, it needs to be addressed, in the proper fashion by the proper authorities that, deal with that type of situation.
The Walgreens spokesperson sent us a statement that reads in part, the safety of our patients, customers, and team members is our top priority, and violence of any kind will not be tolerated in our stores. They are cooperating with local authorities. We also reached out to the private security guard company that employs this person who is under arrest on suspicion of murder. That company says that they are not able to comment on this matter at this time.
And Kenny, any idea what led up to this? Was there a struggle? What escalated this to this level of violence?
So those are the questions that are trying to be answered by the San Francisco Police Department. They are investigating this, but all they would say is that a theft did occur. The details of that have not yet been revealed.
All right.
Candles, notes, and hugs. We're learning more about the person shot at a Walgreens in San Francisco. Good evening. I'm Ama Dates.
And I'm Dan Ashley. Thank you for joining us. A vigil took place tonight outside the Walgreens where the 24-year-old victim was shot last night.
The store's security guard is under arrest and is accused of murder. ABC 7 News reporter Lena Howland is hearing how the victim was involved in the community.
As layers of candles, flowers, and balloons sit outside of Walgreens on Market and 4th Street, friends mourned the person they knew as Banco Brown, who was shot inside the store Thursday.
Banco was loved by many, many people.
Julia Arroyo is the co-executive director of the Young Women's Freedom Center, a leadership and advocacy organization that works with people that have navigated violence and poverty. Arroyo said Brown had been involved with the organization since they were just 12 years old and was currently serving as a community organizing intern.
He did participatory action research, so he collected data and surveys in the streets assessing the needs of folks during the pandemic. He reached my heart. He really did reach my heart. He was so funny. He was so funny. He was incredibly shy, and he was bold too. He was bold and he knew what he was striving for.
But outside of work, Arroyo says Brown was dealing with their own struggles. She says Brown had been couch surfing while waiting on permanent housing.
One of my last conversations with him is that he was in search of what home was.
Police say the suspected shooter, 33-year-old Michael Earl Wayne Anthony, was a private in-store security guard for Walgreens. He's since been booked on homicide charges. But details about what happened inside the store are still unclear.
Well, that's how the call came out. The call came out, he was a shoplifter.
San Francisco police say security guards can be armed with guns depending on the situation. Brown's cousin, who was also at the Walgreens, says this was avoidable.
I just feel like guns shouldn't be allowed, like security-wise. If you're not law enforcement, like police, you shouldn't have a gun because stuff like this happens off of little stuff. Nobody's life is worth something being stole from a store.
In San Francisco, Lena Howland, ABC.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Please subscribe.